The Race Against Time event is back in Rise of Kingdoms. But Shappy, how do I rank highly? Don't worry, I've got you covered. Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another Rise of Kingdoms gameplay episode from your very own Shappy Gaming. Today we are going to be walking through the Race Against Time event, talking about the do's, the don'ts, and how to prepare for this event and be successful. If you haven't already, do be sure to hit that subscribe button right over there bottom right hand corner, and if I haven't earned it yet, then stay tuned. So, the Race Against Time event is essentially killing a bunch of barbarians really quickly. The max time that you can have in this event is 9 minutes. And so all of this is how quickly can you kill high-level barbarians within 9 minutes. Now that seems like a fairly simple request, right? But is it though? Because there are a lot of different things that you can do to actually make yourself score higher than other people. So the first thing that you're going to want to do to prepare for the Race Against Time event is pop some buffs. So you can use the troop attack buff, or you could use the troop defense. Personally, I would recommend using troop attack. And go grab yourself a rune from whatever the nearest holy site is. Maybe it's a circle, maybe it's a crusader camp. Go grab a rune. The other thing, if you are in Lost Kingdom, you are going to want to stay in Lost Kingdom for this event. The reason for that is that these different barbarians are actually going to give you a higher number of points depending upon which level the barbarians are. So the best barbarians for you are going to be the level 55. 51 and 55, I believe, give the highest number of points. That's really important to keep in mind because if you're hitting a bunch of lower level barbarians, you're not going to score as highly as someone who's hitting a bunch of higher level barbarians. The other thing, and this cannot be stressed enough, use peacekeeping commanders. So I don't know about you guys, but I have my entire yellow row is saved with peacekeeping commanders. You should use peacekeeping commanders because your AP cost for hitting these barbarians is going to be lower, but also a lot of these peacekeeping commanders deal extra damage specifically against barbarians. So if you're not using peacekeeping commanders, you're actually going to be killing a little bit slower. Also, I know you can't see the skill, but this is Belisarius' second skill here, which deals 35% increased damage against barbs. So using peacekeeping commanders is going to give you a leg up on the competition, especially if you pop a troop expansion. So why would you pop a troop expansion? When you're swarming a target, all damage dealt to that target is increased. And so if you have more troops, then you're dealing more damage because of your multiplier. So pop a troop expansion, grab a rune, use a boost. That should put you in a pretty good spot. Now, because we are in KVK, there are a couple extra things you can do to really give yourself a leg up. If you haven't already, you should probably get your Barbarian Reports level 2 to level 8 or higher, and your Barbarian Reports level 1 to level 5. You do need to do this anyways in order to progress in the tech, so if you haven't checked out the Crystal Guide, you probably should. That's also going to be on the top right side of your screen now, but by getting these techs up, you're actually going to be dealing significantly more damage to barbarians. And so if you have these techs, and heck, if you have a 6th March unlocked, then you are going to be having a major leg up on the competition because you're killing these barbs so much quicker. And again, this event is all about time. So Shappy, I am just a normal T4 player. What can I do? Work together. So I actually did fairly well this time, and I do not have max tech yet, and I don't even have a 6 March, but I was rank 8 a second ago. Now I'm rank 9. That's okay. I'll probably do it again later. But there are a couple things that you can do as a normal player to really increase your chances, and that is work together. This event says, even in the description, if I open it up, you can work together with other people. Note, you can enter this challenge together. And I highly encourage this because if you're swarming a target, then everyone's going to be killing that march faster. If you're worried about competing with your fellow, kingdom mates, I'd say get over it, but that's fine. Odds are pretty high you can work with someone in a different camp or in the same camp, just in a different kingdom if you really just want to compete. The other thing that cannot be stated highly enough, make sure that you're trying to do this quest in Alliance territory. And it is a balancing act because you want to be sure that you're doing it in Alliance territory so you get the Alliance territory boosts. If you're unfamiliar with what I'm saying, and this sounds like complete BS to you guys, I'll come in here and show you. So there are a couple of skills that specifically will help you in fighting on territory. Let me just figure out what those are right now. Give me just a sec. There you go, territory. So there's Territory Guardian, which is going to give you increased attack, and March Speed, which is going to give you faster March Speed in your alliance territory. And so you can max these techs for your alliance, and it will be super helpful. The other thing that's worth considering is if your alliance pops Unbridled Progress, you are going to be killing these barbarians so much faster. So if you're kind of having a checklist to go by, Unbridled Progress, pop your troop expansion and your boosts, get your tech to where it should be, grab a rune, you're starting to understand how this is going. Use a peacekeeping commander. The other thing, the secondary commanders that you're running with these marches. So much like an open field battle, you typically want to be using marches that are going to be excelling at this particular thing. So you could use secondary commanders that have damage to barbarians. You could be using a cow as a secondary, or you could use them as a primary. The choice is yours. If you are not using a commander like this, you should be using a commander with a field specialty buff. So that could be Alex, who does well in the open field, and he can buff other troops. Or it could be someone like Nevsky, who is specializing in swarming targets. So if you are using Nevsky, then you're going to be killing your targets much faster. And so a lot of people don't talk about the secondaries that you use when you're swarming barbarians, but it does matter, especially in this event. So, for example, I think I'm using probably Belisarius and Nevsky. That is a very quick march. It's going to be very swarm-proof. Now, if you are wondering, Shappy, what's your talent tree? So here is my talent tree for barbs. You could do a different one. This is just my Belisarius because I like him to be super versatile. You should use the Trophy Hunter. You're going to be killing barbs. It's worth it. But if you're not using, you don't have to do this. You can use a different talent tree. For example, if you want to see my Lohar talent tree, here we go. Let's find him. He is entirely going to be focused on neutral units and support. So if you want a tree that you can use, feel free to use this one. You can use the March Speed. March Speed is very, very important for Race Against Time. As I said, get your tech to where you want it. It is worth pointing out that if you do have the Swift Marching Speed just a little bit further up, then you are going to be getting to and from the different barbarians faster. Not only that, but if you can run 5 or 6 marches of cavalry, do it. Don't even think otherwise. Running multiple marches of cavalry is going to help you get your targets and swarm them faster. So definitely do it if you can. If you can't, that's okay. But remember, it's all about speed with this event. So the last thing that we're going to be talking about here is how do you find the right spot? And that's really a challenge. So as you can see, I'm not in Alliance territory right now, and I wasn't hunting my barbs in Alliance territory. That was a mistake. But if you can find a good spot with fairly high-level barbarians, like this is a fairly good spot. Because if you teleport in here, A, I would be on territory. B, there are a number of different barbarians. I would say look for at least 10 and identify a path. So you can teleport right over here, and you can kill all of these and chain them together. And look at that, there's an ally right there. I could go work with him to get a higher score. And so look for spots with a number of high-level barbarians. These ones are not as good as these ones, unfortunately. Does that make the spot any less valuable? I don't necessarily think so. But look for a spot that's going to work for you that has a clearly identifiable path for you to chain these barbarians. And don't worry about having a tanky march. You probably shouldn't need one. Again, this is only about 9 minutes of killing barbarians, so you want to be moving quickly. Okay, bonus round. How can you do even better? Make sure you have equipment on your barbarian marches. This is something a lot of people neglect, and it's kind of a mistake in this event because it's all about speed. So as you can see, my Boudica is all set up. She's ready to go to kill these barbarians quickly. If you do have something like the dagger or the ring or even the horn, all of those are going to be extremely useful in this event because it's killing the target faster. The dagger is going to make them have lower health. The ring is going to make you do more skill damage. All of these things have an impact. So put your equipment on your peacekeeping marches. It cannot be overstated enough. Be sure to do that because it will work out for you. The other thing is, this is a great opportunity to use your Bastion skills. So if you are in KVK, use these skills. There's no reason not to put them on there. Don't be lazy. These skills will help you. They will make a difference, even in the 9 minutes that you're trying to kill all these barbarians. So I hope that this has been very helpful to you. I think if you take advantage of all the different things that I've mentioned here, if you work with other people, if you have peacekeeping marches, if you're fighting on territory, if you've got yourself a rune, all of these different variables will help you to score highly on this event. So I cannot state it highly enough. Lastly, if you are using all cavalry, change your city theme to something that's going to work for you. So if you're using cavalry, use the Magpie Bridge or use something that's going to give you greater attack or defense. All of these different things are going to help you. There is a city skin, I believe, that does give you bonus damage to barbarians. I think, let's find it here. I think, where is it? Come on. Oh, that's skill damage. If you can use a skill damage one, you should use that. There you go. If you have Flight of the Heron, throw this on there because the bonus damage to barbarians is going to help you. Make sure that your commander tab has a ranger equipped and you're using him for this march, or her. It could be Milan. All of these different factors do matter in this event. It is about speed. It is about killing your targets quickly. You don't have to have 5 cavalry marches. If you do, that's great. But again, be sure that you're being thorough, you're working with other people, and I promise you, you can get some gold heads from this event. It is absolutely worth it. It's a good use of AP. It is one of the few events that you can actually get gold heads for using your AP. So don't slack. Try it a few times. Go for it. And even better, if you can align with MGE and get the second day of MGE where you're also defeating barbarians, just do it. I hope that this has been helpful. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button right over there, bottom right-hand corner. And join our Discord. We talk about all sorts of stuff. There will be guides posted there. Thank you. Shappy out.